This is MoneyWise Daily. Smarter money, real-life results. Let's talk about something that affects every single one of us, whether we realize it or not. Open finance and who controls our financial data. A few years ago, I was working with a client. Let's call her Lisa, who was a small business owner. She came to me because she felt like she was drowning in spreadsheets, bank statements, and financial paperwork. She had no idea where her money was going, and every time she tried to get a handle on it, she felt more overwhelmed. One day she mentioned something that stuck with me. She said, "Patrice, I feel like my money isn't even mine anymore. I don't know who's looking at it, who's using it, or who's making decisions based on it. It's like I've lost control." And that's when it hit me. This isn't just about budgeting or saving. It's about something deeper. Who really controls our financial data, and what does that mean for our freedom? Now, let's rewind for a second. Have you ever heard of open finance? It's this idea that financial data should be accessible, not just locked away in bank vaults or hidden behind corporate firewalls. The idea is that if you, as the consumer, can access and share your financial data with the tools and services you trust, you can make better decisions. But here's the catch. With great access comes great responsibility, and not just for us, but for the companies handling our data. Because when we open up our financial lives, we're trusting them to be good stewards of that information. I remember reading Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, where he talks about the importance of systems. He says, "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." And that's exactly what's happening with open finance. We're setting up systems, whether we know it or not, that determine how much control we have over our financial lives. Think about it. Every time you swipe a card, log into a banking app, or use a financial tool, you're giving up a little piece of your data. And while that might seem harmless, it adds up. Because now, not only do you have to manage your money, but you also have to manage who's managing your money. I had another client, let's call him Mark, who was a tech-savvy entrepreneur. He loved using all the latest financial apps, budgeting tools, investment platforms, you name it. But one day, he got a notification from his bank saying there was suspicious activity on his account. Turns out, one of the apps he'd given access to had been compromised and his data was exposed. Now, Mark was lucky. He caught it early, and his bank was able to reverse the charges, but the damage was done. His trust in those systems was shattered. And that's the risk we take when we open up our financial lives without thinking about who's on the other side of that data. So, what's the solution? How do we take back control without shutting ourselves off from the tools that can help us? First, we have to be intentional, just like Tim Ferriss says. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. And in this case, what we fear is losing control. But the only way to regain control is to take action. Start by auditing your financial data. Who has access to it? What permissions have you granted? And most importantly, do you trust them? Second, we have to educate ourselves. Open finance isn't just about convenience, it's about empowerment. The more you understand how your data is being used, the better you can protect yourself. And finally, we have to demand transparency. The companies handling our data have a responsibility to us. They need to be clear about what they're doing with our information and how they're keeping it safe. Because at the end of the day, our financial data isn't just numbers on a screen. It's our freedom, our security, and our future. And if we're not careful, we can lose it all without even realizing it. So I'll leave you with this. Your financial data is your power. Don't let anyone else hold the switch. Let's take back control, one intentional decision at a time. Thanks for tuning in to MoneyWise Daily. If this sparked something in you, share it with someone who thinks about wealth the way you do.